Yeah, this video doesn't follow my titling system. What are you gonna do about it? Sue me? Go ahead, I won't judge. But whether you decide to sue me or not, I did promise you a review in the title of this video. So in the interest of not getting sued for something the plaintiff might win, I'm still going to give you a review. And today's torture target is Titanfall 2, the second game made by Respawn Entertainment, also known as the guys who made the Call of Duty games people didn't actually hate on just because they were popular. Since I used to own this game on Xbox before I decided that I was better off just doing what every smart gamer since 2009 has done and just using a computer for everything, I had played this game, including its campaign, quite a bit before I got around to making this review, and by some miracle I forgot just how great the storytelling is in this game. The character story of Titanfall 2 is just as generic as it is well told. It's completely generic. It's the very same guy plus big robot relationship building story we've seen enough times to be able to recite off the top of our heads. But I don't think Shakespeare could have told the story much better if he tried, and high school teachers tend to swear on their lives that he's the god of storytelling. The character story of generic soldier guy Jack Cooper and big-ass robot BT-7274 is told entirely through the use of organic dialogue and body language. With enough robot doesn't understand sarcasm or slang jokes, I almost got robot doesn't understand sarcasm or slang joke poisoning. Thankfully the game then ended and I realised I'd somehow lost my entire afternoon playing a game I'd already beaten multiple times on console before playing it on PC. Frankly, I find the use of organic storytelling in Titanfall 2 extremely refreshing and very enjoyable because of just how much of a stark contrast it is to all the other games I've had to play for these reviews. The storytelling feels quite intelligent and very genuine, giving it the ability to drop a few surprisingly powerful emotional scenes which, although it shouldn't work, works perfectly. Not to mention the fact that there's only one cutscene which elevates it above just about all of the Call of Duty games since it doesn't play like a slightly interactive movie. Even though the character story is told better than Shakespeare, the rest of the writing is nothing close to Shakespearean. Titanfall 2 is a game about assorted dudes, ladies and robots fighting in giant robotic mech suits with guns big enough to turn humans into a fine red paste, in a war over a magical glowing sphere and some oversized futuristic wedding rings. What makes this awesome is the fact that the writers at Respawn know all of this and are completely aware of exactly what they're making. A power fantasy and an action movie rolled into one and turned into a video game. Since we're talking about the story, we might as well talk about the single player. This game is proof of the fact that there is absolutely no reason Titanfall 1 shouldn't have had a single player campaign. Playing through this proves to me that Respawn Entertainment can make one of the best single player experiences of all time, ranking up among the best alongside the likes of Doom, Half-Life 2 and my right hand. Literally every single campaign level introduces its own spin on Titanfall 2's gameplay, through a mixture of level design and new mechanics. Seriously, if you listed out every single interesting and unique idea that Respawn had for levels, you'd get an exact list of the premise of every single one of Titanfall 2's levels, with possibly a few extras on the side that didn't actually make it into the game. The only bad thing about this design approach is that it only gives you about 5 hours of campaign. However, unlike every other campaign I've played for this series, you don't only finish halfway through the last level because you've got the most awesome gimmick to play with. You finish at least twice the level because you've always got an awesome gimmick to play with. Although every single gimmick is pretty damn good in its own right, they're kind of out of order since the best gimmick shows up around the halfway point and the final gimmick isn't anywhere near as awesome. In single player, the player's Titan works completely differently to every other Titan you can get in the game, being able to switch loadouts on the fly to any Titan loadout you've found. This is useful as 1 minute you can be using a vortex shield to suck up bullets and scattergun them back, the next you can be firing off a salvo core, and then after that you can be burning the enemy tone at the stake as a scorch. This works to the game's advantage because it allows you to try out a bunch of different Titan loadouts and get used to them in the single player, while also making it very clear just how superior the Vanguard class Titans are to any other Titan on the field. The single player enemies are mostly just fairly generic humans wielding assorted firearms for you to do a loot and scoot with, alongside humanoid robots and these annoying little fucks called ticks that seem to come by the thousand and explode when they're shot or get close to you, making them the biggest pain in the ass since that one guy that pulled my chair out from behind me when I sat down while I was in school. You also get to fight against enemy Titans, and there are a string of Titan boss battles against a mercenary faction known as the Apex Predators. At the end of each level bar 2 of them, you run across one of the Apex Predators and get into a Titan fight with them. Each of them have a different class of Titan and a different personality, although I only remember 2 of the ones you get to fight against. There's a guy that sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger and gives us a close approximation of the get to the chopper meme, and a girl with no face. Oh, and then there's also a guy at the end who you don't actually get to fight that just screams sequel for character development. Taking a look at the Titans found in the multiplayer, you get 7 choices, 6 of which are viable options which a player could use given they take the time to understand the equipment and abilities given to them, the other being tone for people with less brain cells than goldfish, who want to get kills fast enough they'll still remember the last kill when they get the next one. However, even though you feel like an utterly unstoppable force of nature in your Titan, you don't feel powerless going up against them as a pilot, which is testament to the brilliant core design and excellent core balancing of Titanfall 2. It's like David versus Goliath, except give David a choice of bullshit laser rifles, a burst fire grenade launcher, a sticky bomb launcher, or another fucking burst fire grenade launcher, except this one fires a bigger burst. Oh, and give Goliath a sword the size of your average sedan just to even it out. Besides the Titans, Titanfall 2 is built on an exceptionally fluid mobility system consisting of a handful of less than unique but extremely well implemented mechanics, including sliding, wall running, double jumping, and turning yourself into a ballistic missile. This is all augmented by a customization system the likes of which we have certainly seen before. You can customize a number of things on your pilot and a couple of things on your chosen class of Iron Giant. The pilot customizations range from your tactical ability, which comes with options from drugs, to kunai knives with sonar devices haphazardly taped to them, to grappling hooks longer than any dick joke I could possibly write about them. You can also exchange your primary weapon, secondary weapon, anti-Iron Giant weapon, and some kits on your pilot classes, while on the Titans you can only exchange a couple of kits to tone the gameplay to your liking. The weapons of Titanfall 2 genuinely feel awesome to use and also have an option for literally every playstyle. You've got rocket launchers, sniper rifles, submachine guns, assault rifles, assault rifles, pocket submachine guns, burst fire grenade launchers, regular grenade launchers, laser cannons, automatic missile launchers, a shotgun sniper rifle, and a shotgun that feels like it fires a small car out of a handheld cannon. One thing that helps to make the multiplayer tick is the implementation of AI enemies such as grunts, which really help to convey the raw power of the pilot in a multiplayer setting. However, they also make every single player feel like an absolute god among mere mortals as they slaughter their way through the endlessly spawning AI hordes. This is also the reason I think every single AI-free mode, possibly besides Last Titan Standing, falls pancake flat. They lack the feeling of being a god amongst mortals, and not to mention you can barely even find a match that isn't attrition anymore. Speaking of AI, this game features a secondary multiplayer mode called Frontier Defense. Frontier Defense is a mode in which you fight off waves of AI-controlled enemies, including Titans, while buying assorted items, upgrades, and traps between waves in hopes of winning. To win, you need to defend a somewhat portable, oversized dick joke provided to you at the start of the game. Although it does take a beating to destroy, the enemies have weapons equal to or greater than yours at most times, and come in pretty large groups, making them an actual threat. Frontier Defense also brings a whole new class of Titan upgrades called Aegis upgrades. Aegis ranks unlock Aegis upgrades, which are special Frontier Defense exclusive upgrades for your Titans, which make you more powerful going into your next match and allow you to complete higher difficulties more easily. Sadly, it's time to talk about technical trouble running Titanfall 2 on Windows 10. However, these technical issues didn't really seem to happen on Xbox or after I restarted my computer, so I have literally no idea what the hell was causing it. And it was mostly just audio glitches and a few stutters, so it really wasn't that bad. So if you don't already own Titanfall 2 and any of the gameplay you've seen on the screen or any of the vaguely familiar words you've heard coming out of my face hole seem more than mildly intriguing to you, please go ahead and buy this game. I have very few criticisms to actually level against Titanfall 2 besides the pilot sentry tone, AWOL ticks, smart pistol, sniper rifles, and occasional game stutter or audio glitch. Otherwise, this game is nigh perfect in design and execution, though come to think of it, the execution of this video probably deserves execution. Either way, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and rip that bell a new one if you'd like to see more content from me, because I've been your host, Vert343, signing off. Peace out, gentlemen.